Yeah. I'm so far from perfect, yeah, yeah. You can break them up, yeah, yeah. I know I'm so far from perfect, but I know I can speak for more than one person when I say I'm so tired of hurting. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold, yeah, we can break the mold, no lie, yeah, we can break the mold. We can break the mold. We can change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold. Mentally constipated, shit on my mind but can't come out. Surrounded by cats and real, some fake. Observing, wait and make them out. Who's who? Really ain't got a clue, man. Thinking do a cool, man. Kicking it like Luke Kane till you see a few things. You see on two lanes. I J go to 2 chains. Now it's time to change. You part of your crew, man. Don't do the big crew thing. That's the method, man. No Wu-Tang dudes too loose like shoes and no shoestrings. Try to lace them but they burn like butane when you introduce flames to the equation. Try not to give up on my people and be patient, but the reality of the situation, large part of the population can't save them. Hopefully they see the truth. The reason that I care so much, cause I've been through so much trying to spare the young from the things I done and thinking dumb, and then seeing the guns and drugs in the slums. To where you from, to where I'm from, it's all the same thing just in different ways. It's all the same pain just a different place, same conclusion just a different pace. So I'm trying to break the mold, I'm trying to take control of the mind of the masses. I won't stop till the deaf can hear me loud and clearly, and the blind see it happen. And that's deeper than rapping, I speak out of passion, no lie, please fear me. We all victims of that Willie Lynch letter, but if we come together so much better we will be. I know I'm so far from perfect, but I know I can speak for more than one person when I say I'm so tired of hurting. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold, yeah, we can break the mold, no lie. Yeah, we can break the mold. We can break the mold. We can change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold. Product of my environment, at least that's what we're told. And you don't plan for retirement when you program to blow grams and sell dope. To the day that you gon' ride, swear so cold. When you gotta call home, a place where you broke, thinking hope was a joke. And everybody broke, thinking that's how it go for somebody like me. Just another young brother from the streets. Well, you gotta see the beauty in the beast, cause the weak can't eat, but we can't lead. But how can we stay free when they like us in prison, when we been in prison the blacks? With no equal opportunity, go for jobs or protection will come from a Glock. When will it stop? Some would say never, but you never know till you make that endeavor, no lie. Ties to the lies, some will be severed so high. Try to get a world of perception so fly that you fly away to a higher place when you was told you couldn't reach it. Open your eyes today, if you alive today, we can break the mold into pieces all around the globe. We can break the mold, it's in our control. You gotta let go, it's frivolous, whoa. Do better to show the youth something better instead of robbing them of their innocence. I speak out of passion, no lie, please fear me. We all victims of that Willie Lynch letter, but if we come together, so much better,
yo,
we
what's
will
good,
be.
everybody? It's good to be here again. Thank you all for
perfect,
coming.
But I know
Okay,
I
cool.
can speak for more
Sounds
than
good.
one person.
Can they hear me though, Paul?
I say
All right, cool. You guys can hear me. What's good, everyone? You guys can't hear Paul. He was giving me some intel about the sound setup. Thank you, everybody, for joining in on the Music Fireside episode 3. We got a really exciting episode for you all. Today we're going to have, I'm just going to give a brief kind of update on what's happening in the music ecosystem, the Gala music platform, and then Layla is going to be interviewing Macy Gray and a producer, Brett, today. So that's going to be a really fun segment. And then you guys already know the deal with the trivia sessions that we're going to have right after. And the finale is going to be talking with Santi through that leak I showed y'all last week. So extremely excited for that. It says no music is too loud. Well, thankfully the music is cut now. Good to see y'all. Hello, Jaehoon. What's up, Coetus? Good to be in the building. You guys know what's good. So I don't know if you guys heard me or not, but I was just kind of giving an update on what we're going to have. Let me just do it again. So basically today we're going to have, I'm just going to give a brief breakdown what's going on in the music ecosystem and giving some updates on the Gala music platform. And then Layla is going to be talking with Macy and a producer named Brett that helped produce Macy's songs and whatnot. And then we're going to move into the trivia session that we always have. And then the finale is going to be talking through the leak with Santi. So really excited for this week's episode, and it's great to see y'all. So let's just move on to the updates right away. Paul, can you show? So first of all, let me talk about this adventure that we're having in the Discord. Basically, I've already dropped a riddle in the Music General Talk, and whoever finds that riddle and answers the correct emoji on that riddle goes to the next round. They're going to have a secret Discord role, and it's going to open up a secret Discord channel for them to kind of battle it out with all the other folks. So definitely, I think there was a couple of people who already put the right answer to it. So find that riddle if you want to join in for the chance to win a special prize that I'm about to reveal today. So yeah, yes. And basically this is the secret prize. Yeah, maybe I should have had some like music during it to make it more exciting. But we have another box dropping. We had the label radar competition with the top 10 contested or the top 5 winners tracks being in that box. So shout out to everyone who participated. Beyond the Call was the #1 winner for that competition, and there's a bunch of prizes. Basically, everyone gets $1,000 each, and there's going to be a cool package every of the top 5 winners get. So right now you're able to buy the box on the live stream if you look to the top right right now, and then we're going to release it on the platform a bit later. It's not showing up on the mystery box page just yet, but we'll kind of announce it when it will be kind of open to the general public. But that will be the secret prize. The winner will get 20 of these boxes. So definitely make sure you compete and find that hidden riddle in that Music General Talk. Second of all, we have some really interesting things happening next week or the week to come that I'm not going to dive into. But just know that there's some things that are launching and it's going to be pretty fun. And also we have Art Basel coming up on December 5th, I believe. So yeah, that's also going to be another event that we're going to hold, and it's going to be a ton of fun. That was kind of the updates I had for today. I'm going to leave kind of really the juicy part when we talk with Santi at the end of this. So really excited for that. But we are going to go into our segment with Level Up with Macy Gray and Brett. So yeah, Layla, take it further from here.
Hello? I don't know how to get on camera.
Well, I can hear you, Macy.
Oh, well, there's Brett. He's better looking than I am. Anyway. I mean, not really, but wait.
Can you guys hear the echo?
I can't.
I can hear such a big. Oh, you can, Brett?
Huh?
Just. Am I the only one hearing an echo?
Yeah, I think you're good, Layla.
It's not lining up. Sync seems to be off. Okay.
Yeah, I don't hear an echo. I hear it really good.
Well, that's awesome. I'll just hear the echo in my ear. Maybe I'll take this out. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
You're in the car. Are you in LA?
Yeah, me? Yeah, I'm in LA. I'm parked in the alley. Because I was driving.
I couldn't even hear you.
You can't hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. Can you hear me, Brett?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Yeah, I think, Layla, you probably have some super sophisticated stuff.
I'm on the. I should be on my.
Well, hello, everybody. I can't hear you, babe.
Brett. Yeah. I'm gonna digital effects. You all still can't hear me?
It's a little muffly, but I can hear you better.
Tech. This is what happens.
Oh no, now I can't hear you. I think you still have on your green screen though.
Turn it off. What's going on? How about now?
Nope.
Here we go. Is
Okay.
that better?
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, that's better.
No more green screen. And I don't see
Huh?
any of you. But all right, let's talk. We were incredibly excited to have you on the platform, Macy.
Thank you very much.
This was new for me as an interview. Someone said the echo was really bad. Put my headphones back on. Let's try.
Oh, it went back to muffly. Okay, now
Oh
try it
my
with your
God.
headphones. Oh, there you go. There it is.
How about now?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Are we better?
Yeah, way better.
Okay. So, Macy,
Yes.
I still hear an echo, but I would love for you to tell us about your experience in this new space.
My experience with what?
In Gala, being in this new space, what have you learned
Oh, in Gala.
about this new world?
Okay. So far I'm loving it. I'm trying to get the hang of it. It's new to me, but I know you guys have been around for a while. But I think it's fresh. I think it's important. I think everybody's scrambling to look for a new way to put music out, and especially to make money on their music, because you know streaming is cool, but it definitely doesn't pay like it used to. But so I think this is awesome, and I think for the fans, it gives the fans to have like an exclusive place to go, like only the Gala fans know about Gala, and so you kind of get this access to like the super underground of music. I think it's awesome.
How about now? Okay. I said what's beautiful is that you've been on the ground with us. And we have really just started the journey to build a space that artists actually thrive and grow. And that's what drew me to the space. I started as an artist, and it's been so important for me to be in a space now to open doors, make these changes.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I think it'll open a lot of doors for. It's just creative. It's new. It's like the only place you can go do stuff like this. I like the Discord connection. I think it's amazing.
Well, you are helping us grow it. I, I, I have always loved you, and I was so excited to know that you joined us.
Absolutely, I'm excited too.
Brett, how about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm with Macy. I'm just learning about this. It seems exciting and everything. As far as joining forces with a company like Gala, but for Macy and I, creatively, it was just kind of like Macy is so beloved as an artist, and um, I just felt really passionately about a sound that tapped into her roots. And so the song You Remind Me is, my band Crazy Town was, uh, we kind of go back. We have a lot of mutual friends, and I fortunately have had a storied career as a producer, And that being said, being able to collaborate with an artist of Macy's caliber, uh, no matter what, is a feather in my cap, you know? And this is after working with, you know, major artists. And so I was really excited to get in and just kind of like delve into this sound. And Macy had an incredible idea that she wanted to kind of write this song, which was kind of like a love letter, love hate letter to her cocaine days, I guess, or a story of that nature. And we just had a ball. I'm at the studio that we did it at actually right now, and making music the way we've been doing is kind of how it should be, kind of effortless and just free flowing. And so you know, we were kind of testing our boundaries as to how far we could go with this with this new sound when this opportunity to release the song with Gala came out. And it's perfect because otherwise it's like you have to do all this marketing and promotion and setup, and we get to kind of like mint what we're doing in a really special way for a fan base, and it makes it really special. So all the stars kind of align. So that's how I feel about the whole.
Well, we're going to keep growing this with both of you. I I would love for you to share something that you want. I can't even hear myself when I'm talking to you. The echo's so bad. What I was going to say to both of you is, normally people ask you questions about what they want, and I would love for each of you to share something that you want that's not generated by a question from me. And also that way I don't hear this excruciating echo on my side, and you guys both get to share directly with people who really love you and are really thankful that you came to do this with us.
Thank you. So I think Brett said. So anyway, I'll tell you the story of the song, right? So, um, uh, um, what is the story of the song? So anyway, I'm out one night, right? And you know, I'm much older now. I don't party like I used to. I don't really party at all. I don't go anywhere. I'm the worst. I'm probably, if there was a homebody awards, I would win the homebody award. So um but you know, when you go out, you kind of, when I do go out, people are like drinking and they're talking, and so it's kind of a song about anyway, I'm sitting at this bar because there was no seats in the restaurant to eat, so we sat at the bar to eat. And there's this dude next to me, right? And he's talking to me, he's flirting, whatever. And he just, you know, he just reminded me of all the things that I don't do anymore, you know. That all the things that I have to stay away from to be healthy, and, you know, keep my mental and my brain space as big as possible. And so that's really what the song is about. It's kind of like it's about temptation. It's about like doing things you know you shouldn't be doing, you know. It's also a love song, and it's about, you know, sometimes you are in a place and all these emotions, all these thoughts hit you all at once, and so we put them all into this song. It's called "You Remind Me." It's one of the best songs I've ever heard. It's pretty amazing.
I love that.
Yeah, and so that's the story of the song, and the perfect place to put it out, because it is so different. You know, this radio's cool, and the mainstream and pop. I mean, you know, it's cool, but I just I love that you can come together and do whatever you want, and introduce different things, and people get that that's what it's for, and that's, you know, that's what they're looking for anyway. Um so we're, you know, we put it up on Gap. We brought it to Gala, and you guys really liked it, and we finally got it launched.
How exciting. Are we going to play the song?
We should.
Yes, let's go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And I was going to ask you about how you have been able to stay in so long. We are in an industry that just tries our mental health, challenges everything, and you killed it with that song. You shared the story with us too, which we usually don't get, the motivation and what comes to someone when they write a song. Brett, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, love it. I'm glad we played it. Nice.
I want everyone to support it and support you and get this song, you guys. This is really powerful, and we got it at Gala.
Well, the thing is, Macy can do so many different things, and she can make a great R&B record. She can make a great jazz record. I wanted to hear her on a kind of like more rock kind of root thing. And so that's kind of like stylistically where this collaboration or this group of songs that we're working on is coming from. And so it's kind of like a really unique opportunity for Gala to have this opportunity to be first in line to get this, because it works so well with her voice. I mean, she just jumps off that song,
I agree. It's a straight hit, and it
Yeah.
is a blessing that people at Gala are the first to be able to get it, support it, and work together to grow with you guys in this space.
Yeah.
I want to bring Jaehoon back in. This is the series Jaehoon started, and I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day and doing this.
Thank you, Lila.
And thanks, Jaehoon, for letting me be the one that got to talk, even though my echo was the worst.
No worries, no worries. Nah, thank y'all for coming. Appreciate y'all. Definitely get to see you in the mix, and love that song, Macy. I was bumping it as well, so appreciate you both for coming through. Yep.
Oh, yep. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. So yeah, that was kind of like the conversation with the artist. I'm so sorry about kind of the tech issues that kind of came up during that. I know it was kind of hard to, but yeah, no, I was looking. I think the sound was good, so we're gonna make sure stuff like that is fixed up for the next time around. So let's go to our community kind of trivia segment. Paul, pop up the Discord. Anyone who's in this live stream, go ahead to the Gala Music Discord. I'm about to put a trivia question here, and the winner is going to receive 3 next up mystery boxes. So I'm going to play it right now. All right, and you could play the song. Try making the volume a little low too, to make sure that they can hear me while it's going on. But yeah, no worries, Paul. Yep, we're gonna have some music playing right this. But on that TV facing wall, Jay. Yeah, man. No, I got my TV up there. Appreciate that, Black Leg. But it is starting right now. So I am small, but I hold much power. I am not alive, but I can make things move. I am often hidden away. Oh, it already said the answer. But when I am needed, I can light up your world. What am I? Okay, it looks like Ali is in first place right now. Someone said Adora Hova said cool. George Rodriguez is rocket ship. Thank y'all for coming through. I can be cracked, made, told, and played. I have no physical form, but I can make you laugh or cry. What am I? A joke, a movie, a song, or a game? Yeah, you guys know what's good. Someone, I see the comments and whatnot. So it looks like Ali's in the lead. We'll see if somebody kind of overtakes that lead. I'm playing the Gala Music for Life audience disc. Let me know if you guys can hear my voice good over the song. But shout out to the homie Sarafa. Hey. Okay, we got Special Element in second place right now coming up. Definitely come join if you want the chance to get the free mystery boxes. It's either I can be seen but not touched, I can be heard but not spoken, I can be felt but not held. What am I? A dream, a breeze, a shadow, or a memory? Say what the correct answer is. Let's see who else is going to join. But Ali might just end up taking this low-key. I think Special Element is kind of in the game. We'll see what happens. Remember, you get 3 mystery boxes. Yep, these levels are good. I appreciate you, Galaxian, for putting that comment. A breeze is the right answer. Oh, we got a couple more contestants. Beats and Bangers and 8-Bit Tendies did not get the question right, so they have a 0. Oh, Dice just went up, so it's looking like Dice might be the one to take this win. Question 4 is, I can't be seen, but I'm everywhere around you. I am invisible, but you feel me every day. I shape the world around you, but I am not a force of nature. What am I? So the options are time, gravity, air, or thought. Pick the right answer. I see you guys in the chat. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Air was the right answer. Let's see who's in the lead. Let's see who else is joining. Oh, we got a couple more people who have joined in the mix, but it looks like Dice is going to take it. He has a pretty substantial lead over Ali, so I think that Dice might end up... Dice, you won like one of the last ones. Man, you guys got a... Ali did too. I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I can be destroyed by water. What am I? Am I a fire? Am I a plant? Am I a rock? Or am I a wind? Hey, shout out to Join the Cult. Thought this was a vibe. Let's see who is going to be the winner for this. I think that I'm putting my money on Dice. You know, Dice, I feel like you kind of have the chance. Snoop 11, yeah. Is Snoop in the building? I see somebody made an account named Snoop 11. That's hilarious. Oh, okay. Ali is in second place, so she's trying to come back to the lead, but Dice is in first with 3,054. I have a face, but no eyes, nose, or mouth. I can tell you the time, but I don't live. What am I? Am I a clock? Am I a calendar? Am I a watch? Or am I a mirror? And reminder that after this trivia segment, we're going to head right into the conversation with Santi about the leak and kind of giving more in depth of, his vision for this product. Oh, I think Dice is going to take it. Oh, Ali went down. Sparkle Gem is in second place. Man, if Sparkle Gem ends up taking it, that's going to be jokes. I'm not alive, but I grow. I do not have a mouth, but I can speak. I do not have eyes, but I can be seen. What am I? A clock and watch are both the right answer, dang it. I don't think so. I don't think... Is it? No. I don't know. I told ChatGPT specifically, I'm like, yo, make sure that the other answers cannot be accounted for. So, the book was the answer. Okay, I think Dice is gonna take it. There's only 2 questions left. Let's see who's going to win. Hey, someone Meh769 put a thumbs up. I see you greening with the happy face. A clock and a watch would have made sense. Whatever, y'all. Come on, just give me a break sometimes. You guys are always questioning the answers. Kitty Blaze, now I'm missing the quiz. How does a book grow? Books grow. Books can grow. The answer was the future in the other one. Dice is about to win this. I think Dice got it. Yeah. You guys are too far behind. I don't think it's possible for y'all to keep up with this. All right, yeah. Second question, random questions. I can be big or small, but I never stay the same. I can be your friend or foe depending on how you use me. What am I? Am I a tool? Am I a road, a river, or a car? Look, y'all, I vetted these questions. They make sense to me. So, whatever, Robot Clinic. The answer was a tool. So that's pretty obvious. Okay, Ali got that one right. Kitty Blaze, you're not even in this race. There's no way you're gonna be able to get this. Last question. I have no legs, but I can run. I have no arms, but I can reach. I have no mouth, but I can speak. What am I? Who is Paradise? You better clutch this up, man. I'm gonna be extremely disappointed if you let somebody Oh my God, why is there 2 answers with the same question? I don't know how that happened, y'all. Apologies for that. Either way, look, this is a fun exercise. I think Dice was gonna win anyway, so it wasn't even any of those 2, so it don't matter. I'm in a meeting with 1 AirPod. I missed it too. It's all good. All right, Dice is the winner. Dice, you get 3 Label Radar mystery boxes. DM me and your client ID, and I'll be able to send that your way. Appreciate y'all for participating. I know some people were, asking about the questions. Sometimes it's good to switch it up on y'all, so it makes it more fun. But yeah, let's go right into our next segment with Santi. Let's bring Santi in, Paul. Ali Jaehoon. Yup. Santi's about to come into the mix. Hey, Santi, how you feeling, man? Love your background. You're muted. Yes, sir. You are muted.
Oh, sorry. I just realized I was muted.
It's all good. It's all good. How you feeling, Santi?
Yeah, good. Thank you. And yeah, enjoying this fake sunset behind me.
It looks beautiful. I was about to say, I'm like, man, where are you at? You look like you're somewhere interesting. But nah, Santi, glad to have you in the mix. So yeah, just to kind of preface this conversation, I've been hinting a lot about kind of the direction and vision that you want to set, and I feel we're really looking to tackle that core question of how can we make this platform engaging for music fans in a way that transcends beyond listening. So maybe it'd be good to pop open that leak and kind of just talk through your thoughts on some of that, Santi. Paul, can you show that leak on stream, please? 30 seconds.
I guess while we wait for that, we can maybe talk about the strategic aspect of it, right? Like, why would we even want to think about a product like that? How does that fit into a strategy for this for Gala Music as a business?
Yeah.
So I think the first thing, as a startup, as a business, you should always think about, I think I might have said this last time I spoke to the community, but you basically want to carve your own lane, right? Like, you don't want to just try to do the same thing that the big players are doing, right? You don't want to get into music streaming and do the same thing that Spotify is doing and just do a marginal sort of, improvement here and there, because you should assume that incumbents have the resources, the know-how, the intelligence, the experience to basically crush you, right? So you really should think about, where can we go where you feel there's a business opportunity? Where could we go that the incumbents are not going, right? So how can you lean into the agility of a startup, the innovation of a startup, where the sort of big cruise ships will not rotate, will not turn fast enough to kind of catch or even go in that direction. So that's the first thing. So for me, that means, okay, we need to think about what itch isn't being scratched for people that love music by the current products that they use. So from a product perspective, like product vision, then we want to build a platform that becomes, to me, this is sort of an aspirational goal. We want to build a platform that becomes an essential part of how people who love music pursue that passion. So, if you think of, let's use a parallel, like, I'm a massive sports fan. So something I learned very early in my career, working at EA Sports and Top Shot and stuff like that, and also from my own experience, is that people that love sports have many sort of ways in which they interact with that quote unquote product in a way that then satisfies their fandom, right? So obviously you love sports, maybe you play sports. The second most popular thing might be just watching sports on TV. You may be a coach for your kid's football team or whatever. If you love the NFL, you probably play Madden on console, and you probably maybe place bets or play fantasy sports at the office or whatever, right? So you basically you maybe collect trading cards and whatnot. So you basically start finding all these different ways that are completely different products, right, or services or experiences, that they all complement your fandom for sport, right? And so that applies to basically any type of passion. It applies to someone who loves art, who loves music, who loves film. You find the ways to basically fulfill that passion, right? So one thing is, okay, let's look at the space, right? And like what itches are they scratching, right? Like what are those products doing, and what are they not doing, where we feel there's an opportunity there for us to be the first ones to do it and do it best. So that's one aspect almost like from a product perspective. Then from an audience perspective, which I guess is implied in what I've been saying, is obviously we're very grateful for the community we've had so far, and you're obviously leading that charge from our side, Jaehoon, and but we also want to expand this audience, right? We want to build a product that again just fulfills this kind of essential part for people who really love music, right? And yeah, it's not going to be for everyone that listens to music. People that listen to music is too broad of an audience. That's probably the audience that Spotify is after, even SoundCloud is after. We need to go after a particular niche that really, finds a lot of value in pursuing this passion right around music basically as a super fan, or as someone that really wants to be a tastemaker in the world of music and so on. So yeah, we want to build something that is not just for crypto natives, and we want to build something that has the types of features that have that audience be driven mainly by intrinsic motivations, right, around their love for music. So as I said, we really can't compete with something like Spotify on, let's say, a catalog basis. I think I saw, I've seen maybe in the Discord channel sometimes people kind of talking about that, right? And I think to me is a pretty obvious choice, right? That's my point about we shouldn't just try to get in front of the cruise ship, right? By trying to do the exact same thing they're doing. We can have a different type of catalog, right? We can, and this is obviously, what we do with many artists where, hopefully they become famous through Gala music, right? And they first get really close to their super fans through Gala music. So that's how we can start, creating a very differentiated product and differentiated business. So yeah, we don't want to compete with Spotify's catalog. We want to appeal to a passionate niche that really cares deeply about gaining status and recognition. You will hear me talk about status and recognition a lot. And it's because I found, and I'm a big believer, that basically as humans, we seek to fit in and then stand out, right? We look for, as find the others kind of thing, right? You look for the other people that share your common interests. You want to fit in. That's that sense of belonging that we have sort of an intrinsic psychological motivation to pursue. And then you always seek to stand out. And it matters that you are sort of acknowledged, recognized by people that share that passion. So this is why, if you, for example, a scientist probably doesn't care, if they publish a peer-reviewed paper, they do not care what I think about that paper, right? About some microbiology, whatever. They don't care about what I have to say because I'm not a part of that community. But they will care about their peers who review that paper and what their peers think about that, right? This is also why athletes feel incredibly have really good sort of feelings when other athletes call them the GOAT, or other athletes talk about them, is because they're feeling recognition not just from fans but also from other people that basically appreciate the art form or the skill that they're in. So to me is very important that we kind of tap into that sense of status and recognition. And we want to provide an experience that is fun. It gives a sense of progression, and basically enables you to also be connected to artists and other super fans. That's what I mean by the community, in ways that you can't in traditional music streaming platforms or social media. So all of that to me is sort of like a first principles thinking, right? Like if we then start thinking about all of those things as like ingredients, or as almost like a map, right, to guide us into the right direction of coming up with an actual feature, an actual product definition, a really sharp product definition, then I would use those things that I just talked about as sort of the guiding light. And so we just have been brainstorming internally quite a bit. And one of the concepts we got most excited about is it's kind of summarizing that core loop that you leaked. I don't know if it was last week or something like that. But
thank you for letting me leak it too.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
No problem. And so we can go through maybe some of those steps and like some of the sort of features of that particular idea. But I wanted to give the context of like, why would we arrive at that and not something else out of like a zillion different things that we could think of. It needs to be aligned with sort of all of those first principle things that I just talked about. And ultimately, I think, if you can build something that is differentiated, that fills a gap in someone's pursuit of their passion, and you can, really engage them in a way that becomes sort of, becomes habitual for them, then you can really build a big business. And, obviously now we're going to start talking about sort of buzzwords like gamification, or gamified and these kinds of things, which is totally fine. But it's not, I want to kind of say how so many products, talk about gamifying something, right? And they just add like streaks counter, or they have a leaderboard or whatever, right? And really there's good gamification and there's bad gamification and there's neutral gamification. Just doing gamification for its own sake doesn't necessarily move the needle. So even when I use the term gamification, I mean it in a much more, I just think like a deeper, more thought through way. But just before we jump on it, maybe one potential analogous product we could think of as someone or some product that took a similar path is if we think of something like Duolingo in the world of, language learning apps. So I am sure when they started designing their platform completely around gamification, it probably felt a little bit weird, like, hey, all these other apps are super traditional and like learning a language is very traditional, but that's what disruption is about. That's what innovation is about. It's about looking at something that others have overlooked because you can see it differently and you exploit that opportunity. And so I think that's what I hope we can do. And now I guess we can talk about the leak. I don't know, actually, if you can you?
Yeah. Let's show the leak
on the screen again. I can look in my
I think it'll be good to just show on the stream so you can break it down and whatnot. But one thing I did want to kind of like, the thing is, my goal is to make sure that you all in the community are kind of understanding the process of Santi's thinking. So, just want to say that, things are subjected to change and we're not exactly, so just kind of wanted to preface that. And one point I did want to mention, Santi, of everything you were saying is that I also think that the beauty of Web3 allows for something deeper because it's really about removing middlemen and boundaries at the end of the day. So that's what I really love about kind of this vision that you're putting out, is that we're figuring out a fun way for artists and fans to engage on the platform. And while kind of creating, I feel, these magic moments and utilizing, music to kind of be that connection to these magic moments that can happen. So just kind of, I wanted to add on to some of those thoughts that you had and also preface to the community some of my goals in terms of wanting to make sure you all are aligned in this journey that we have forward. But yeah, Santi, the flow is up. It would be great for you to kind of go through this flow and let people know what your thinking is on this all.
Yeah, so I will probably explain a lot of these things, almost just giving examples from different games or products. And you guys can let your imagination run wild and fill in the gaps, because this is really at a concept phase. And, to underscore what you were saying, like, none of this is confirmed. Like, we're still just kicking the tires on this concept. So it's really at the concept phase. Each of these basically like blocks in the flow, that each one, has its own, several designs, and sub features that would go inside it. So I'm definitely not going to be able, I'm not going to do much more than scratch the surface on each of these. And not because I'm trying to be super secretive, but because we need to do the design work on exactly how, basically at the deep aspect of game design when it comes to something like this. So I will keep it roughly kind of generic when I talk about some of these things, but it hopefully paints a picture on like what role do each of these things play, and you can envision in practice how they will play out. So I guess I'll start from, by the way, anyone that's looking at this, you might have, maybe some of you who have been in the video games industry or have seen similar kind of product slides, basically what's called a core loop. So it just takes you through what is the most high level way of summarizing the journey that someone would have through the product or your platform or whatever it is. So starting on the top left, I'll skip through collect tracks because that's fairly intuitive, and you basically can already do it by buying mystery boxes on our platform. So that could be enhanced in some ways. Of course, like this will require more thought on how do we optimize it for the experience. But the mechanic, you can kind of envision it. Then the first thing that is really new is this idea of mixtapes. So the idea first came to me thinking about, again, a complementary experience. Like, what kind of thing do people that love music, what gives them a lot of kind of good feelings about recognition and status, and what kind of things do they like engaging with music as sort of content, right? In this case, like tracks. And so I thought about how when people that love music love a couple of things, right? So one of them is, this is aside from playing an instrument and all of that, but almost everyone likes a couple of things. One is you love telling other people or knowing that other people know that you knew about or saw an artist like play live or got their album before everyone else. Basically, that being early to an artist's career is really important. It's something that, for whatever weird reason in our human psychology, we feel really good about it, right? So I grew up in the 90s. If someone told me right now, oh, I saw Pearl Jam playing at Giant Stadium the other day, and I'm like, well, that's an amazing show, but I saw them when they were just starting at a tiny little bar in Seattle, and for some reason in that conversation I sort of have the upper hand, right? Like, the fact that I saw them early is something that gives me this sort of status and recognition. It applies to other things outside of music. It applies to foodies, right? It's going to a restaurant before it has the Michelin star, when it was still a hole in the wall, right? Like, that is hard to really explain why, like, rationally that makes us feel a certain way, but we definitely feel that way. So I want to pull those kind of core threads, because if you pull those deep psychological hooks, then your probability of success with a product is much higher. So that's one thing. And then the other one is being a tastemaker, right? I also mean everyone generally, not just you, Jaehoon. But you love, when someone gets in your car and you're playing a song and they listen to it and they like it, and then let's say 2 months later that song's a hit, or your friend then tells you, oh, I downloaded that song, or I added it to my playlist on Spotify because I can't stop thinking about it. Like, thank you for introducing me to it. It feels really good to be the person that first introduces someone to a track that now they love, or an artist that they love. And I think that really kind of is at the core of something like a mixtape, right? Like, you are creating something around a specific theme, right? So obviously it has this retro element to it, but can you imagine making a mixtape of, we're burning a CD or something like that, of love songs, or heartbreak songs, or upbeat, or road trip, or whatever, right? And so that is something that people that love music have always engaged with, as something that they make for themselves and they make for others. But there's really no thing out there that kind of gamifies it. To use a parallel here, think of fantasy sports. So my idea was always like, how could we leverage some fantasy sports mechanics into music, like mixtape concept? So fantasy sports is very similar. Like, people for the longest time have thought about, like, what players should be playing instead of whom, and like, what formation a manager should be playing. Like, all of this sort of armchair GM type of thing has always existed, but only fantasy sports, right, as a product came in and finally, sort of gamified that same sort of activity that people, that same mechanic that people were already kind of doing in their head and in conversation. This is what, a fantasy sport game is basically what actually finally productized, that type of interest. So I think for mixtapes, we can do something very similar, where now moving kind of between this particular block, and the next one that says compete in thematic competitions. So you could imagine something where every week we could have a different competition around a theme. So this is something that mobile games do really well. It's what's called live events, where every week you can really freshen up the sort of experience with the product, because you're kind of either adding new content or you're changing the quote unquote rules of the game. And so in this case, it would be something like maybe 1 week is country music week. Then next week is, let's say is the Latin Grammys are happening, so it's Latin music week, or whatever. And we could think of so many ways of slicing and dicing these kinds of thematic competitions. So the idea here is that as you collect tracks, you build sort of your fantasy team of tracks out of your entire collection that is the right one to bring to the competition for those weekly competitions. And then you would earn points. Again, all of these things need much more design, but you'll get the high level concept. You would earn points through basically fantasy mechanics around probably listening, the popularity of the song, and maybe other things that we can come up with that kind of add more, kind of fun depth to the fantasy element, the fantasy scoring element. And so that would be the very core mechanic, right? Of like building the mixtapes around a theme, choosing the right tracks for it, and then competing against other people on the platform in those competitions. And then the sort of competition structure would be something very similar to what you see in many video games. We were one of the first ones to start doing that kind of stuff in FIFA and Ultimate Team back in my days at EA, where you basically divide the entire population instead of having one massive leaderboard where unless you're at the very top, you kind of don't care because you're never going to get to the top. You divide it into divisions or leagues where there's this constant sense of like promotion, relegation. There's the hope to going up, but the jeopardy of going down. Specific rewards at different levels. So you always feel like you're competing against other people, climbing up leaderboards, getting better rewards, and so on. So I move into sort of, if you go to like the middle of the diagram, then beneath competing thematic competitions, there's this concept of promoting tracks and upgrading tracks. So I won't extend too much here, but the concept here is, okay, if you are building mixtapes, what can you do to improve your chances? And so the idea is that, you can, in some way, right, there'd be some mechanic where you can help your tracks be featured in better sort of real estate or in better ways across the platform. So it's almost like a fantasy promoter type of game, right? Like you're creating taste, but you're also helping yourself and the artists that you love by promoting those tracks on the platform, because the sort of more featured they are, the better featured they are, then the more fantasy points you're going to get, which then makes you, go up the leagues faster or be more successful in the game itself. And then the upgrade of tracks is something, very similar to what many games do, where you would have like, a base level of something, and then you do a re-roll at some point, using some sort of, soft currency or things that you accrue or something like that to see if it can get better. And the better it gets, then the sort of more power it conveys, right? The more points it gets you, or the more, features it unlocks or something like that. So your tracks can get better and better and better. And we obviously want to align that to what tracks currently do as well on the platform. So we want to make sure that it's all very synergistic. So that is its own, again, kind of core loop. But then the part I want to finish with is this sort of bottom right, where it says like transform an artist's career. I think because it brings me back to the major point at the beginning of like what makes us unique, right? So obviously all this entire experience is very unique, right? You can't do that on Spotify. You can't do that anywhere else. It's a way, again, to engage with sort of your passion for music and play around with the things that grant you sort of status recognition from other people that love music, where you can basically climb up these leaderboards as a tastemaker. But the other side of how we are very unique is how we can build a very different connection. And this is probably also where the Web3 element comes into play, is every other platform basically is a one-way street, right? Between the content and you as the fan, the follower, the listener. So it's just a one-way street. It's a highway where someone posts something, a celebrity posts something, and every single person following that person they're all the same, right? And so why does that matter? It matters because you can even you might feel it yourself, or you might see this in action. So why do people care about, hey, some celebrity posts something on Instagram? Why do people care about being the first person to comment on it? Why do people care if other people like their comment? Why do people lose their minds if the person that posted it likes the comment that they made to the post, right? It's because they are craving to stand out, as I said before, from all the other millions of people who are just anonymous, quote unquote, followers or fans or whatever it is. So they want to stand out. That's sort of the recognition piece. But they also want to have a different relationship to the artist, the celebrity, basically the person you admire and follow, that it feels more connected in a two-way, in a two-directional way. So it's not just the artist putting content out for you and for everyone else, is you being connected to that artist's career, that artist's journey, getting a shout out from that artist, whatever it is. But is you no longer being anonymous and becoming part of that artist's career. So with Gala, we have an amazing opportunity, and I'm sure many of the people here in this community have been with the business have been following this longer than I've been in the business. So you're already very familiar with some of these amazing sort of rewards, amazing resources that the team has in terms of talent, in terms of opportunities for both super fans and artists, and these sort of like money can't buy experiences. So one of the great ways in which we can integrate that into the product is that as you go up the leaderboards, the chances, your rewards would be sort of mystery boxes, track packs, whatever we want to do. But the idea is that the higher you get, the higher the better the prizes. Eventually there would be, really truly amazing money can buy prizes, and the higher the probability of you getting those prizes. And some of those things may be ones that are actually not technically for you to consume, but for you to give to an artist and to truly transform an artist's career, right? Maybe it's a session with an amazing producer. Maybe it's a session in an amazing recording studio. Maybe it's, we could think of so many things that Gala Music can enable. And this would be the only platform where you, through your passion, through your taste-making abilities, through your playing this game properly, can have better and better chances of sort of, getting this kind of Willy Wonka ticket that can truly transform an artist's career. And now you would be part of that success forever and ever, right? As long as that artist, really makes it, then you might have helped really jumpstart that career. So hopefully that kind of paints a picture of, the thinking, not just around the concept as a whole and first principles, but each of the components. And, hopefully if we keep moving forward with it, then there'll be more details to share along the way.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting some love in the chat. Broom said this idea is genius. It almost reminds me of Fantasy Top. So definitely, and I think it's great that people can see the thinking of the issue that you're trying to tackle. And one thing I wanted to note is actually we just hit 200 live viewers on Twitter or X, whatever you call it nowadays. But all of you in Twitter, come through to the Gala Music platform. There might be I'm gonna give a mystery box to anyone who comes through to the platform right now. So definitely come in here. But yeah, Santi, I just wanted to kind of touch on first thing first. I really believe we're a hidden gem. If you look at other Web3 projects, even the current platform itself, I think one thing what we all as a community can do and just as a team is how can we really share the beauty of this music ecosystem. And Santi is really, I love the energy you brought because you're really thinking bold. Like how can this be a platform that anyone wants to enjoy, not just adhering to a certain group of demographics. And I have a lot of ideas in mind as well, even with the thematic themes you were talking about on things I can implement on the community side to continue to make this fun and engaging. Because I think sometimes, like a lot of our users, to be frank, are reward incentive users. That's kind of their goal, and we want to make sure that we capture both worlds and really engage and capture the music fans that come to the platform. And I know Ease, and other community members have been like, hey, what's happening with the catalog strategy, right? Like, how can we make sure that we have an onboarding of artists to the platform? But before we get there, it's important that we optimize for those opportunities. We've learned in campaigns in the past, like Earl Sweatshirt and Alchemist, he brought I think 300, like a lot of listens on the platform. I don't remember exact numbers, but it was the most that Gala had. It was the most successful hook because this was such a legendary album that people were looking forward to, but none of them stayed around. And you can say we didn't have an app back then, but I think some of the team and Santi's thinking is that we don't think that it's a good enough hook just to listen to music. There has to be something deeper, especially with how complex Web3 and just kind of this whole blockchain aspect is. Definitely. And when we talk about gamify, it's really about making it engaging, not just finding ways people can gamify the system and whatnot. So really loved how you broke everything down, Santi. And really looking forward to seeing how we can continue to create these magic moments, because that's what it feels like your goal is. Like, how can we make this platform fun and really appeal to just a base in terms of artists being able to connect directly to their fans, and the platform itself has the mechanics to do that. So we can maybe provide opportunities for artists. We have a lot of people who are well connected in the music industry and will be able to help elevate artists' career. But how can we create the mechanics for us to get out of the way for artists and fans to connect? So yeah, Santi, definitely loved kind of your thinking throughout it.
Yes, to your point around the platform itself, like hopefully it's a virtuous cycle, right? Where we have artists that we want to bring to the platform to improve, what I call the supply side of the business, right? Like the more artists, the better artists, the better for the platform and for listeners and for promoters, as I call them, like sort of the people playing the game and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but for us to make artists, like make the value proposition for artists really strong, then we also need to bring more people onto the platform, right? And so how do we get those people onto the platform? They call them the Web2 people, or just people that are truly just driven by the intrinsic motivation around, their passion for music. Then we need to build something that is unique and that, as I said at the beginning, that sort of fills a gap in like how they want to continue to pursue that passion for music. I think that's sort of the key for me, right? Is if we build something that is unique and sticky enough where anyone who really loves music and is part of this niche, they almost can't now live without coming back to this platform to do this, play this game, because they get so much like recognition and status and competition and success and moments of magic, as you were calling them.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna come all the time, right? And those people are not here to extract value. They're here because they basically want to spend time and engage with our product. And then those people, right, as the more of those people come in addition to the amazing community we already have, is what makes the value proposition really attractive for more artists to come. And that is a growth loop, right? More people bring more artists bring more people. And that's sort of one very simplistic way of thinking how, if something like this succeeds, it can really elevate the business and the product.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And music at the end of the day is a utility token. So the more we can show what you can do visibly on the platform, and having this super amazing system where you can participate utilizing music in it is going to be able to help the community share the word about the music ecosystem and third parties in general. So really just wanted to let you all know that first of all, appreciate you coming through, Santi. It was great for you to just engage in terms of sharing your thinking. I know that it's probably a different world, right? In terms of, with your experiences in FIFA, where, you probably kind of, everything's in a black box until you release, rather with this kind of Web3 element where we're like sharing the journey. But I think that's important because a lot of people have just been really, they've been really committed to this project for, and so I think it's important that we align on the direction moving forward. But one thing to note as well is that we're like, I'm always going to be updating the team in terms of any ideas you all suggest, but it's important that we have a focused, sharpened product vision. And so I'm really happy that Santi is kind of leading the charge on that. The more it's good that we have that singular focus in terms of a direction, because there's so much directions to go into. And I think that this direction that Santi is offering is extremely exciting. And Santi, just wanted to give you kudos as well for your leadership and being able to kind of think through the product in such a unique way. I remember when we had that first conversation, I was already hooked. I was like, oh, I think your experience with FIFA, NBA Top Shot, Monopoly Go, is it Monopoly Scope? My bad, or Go? Was it the right
Monopoly
one?
Go.
Cool. So, that really helped shape you being able to know how to think in terms of a product lens and bringing that into clear focus. And we have, shout out to Top Boy Q for helping kind of shape some of the foundation of the music ecosystem revamp that we had earlier, but really love the addition that you're bringing to the team. And I do think that, one, like I was saying earlier, we're a hidden gem. Like, the more that people learn about our platform and what we have in comparison to other Web3 projects, I think that even currently what we have is good enough to make a statement out there. So the team is working in terms of how can we get into more Web3 communities and share the good word about this music ecosystem with everyone in general. And Santi is focused in on the big question of making it even bolder. Like, a lot of Web3 projects don't even think at that lens. Like, how can we become a product that anyone can just enjoy? And they try to be more niche. So I really feel like we have something special here. It's given me a reinvigorated energy to kind of want to help do what I can on my part. But appreciate y'all for coming through. It's crazy because, like, I think people are enjoying this conversation, Santi, because I was looking, we were at 170 live stream viewers on Twitter, and as you started talking about your whole core loop and everything, it grew to 219. So just wanted to shout you out on that. No, there's
some game design geeks in the audience.
You know what I mean? And let me just, I guess I could share some of the comments that people have said. Someone said this is a juicy stream, loving it. Let's say, can you share going forward your plan to get more eyeballs seeing Gala music? I think we kind of touched on that. I don't want to get too deep. I want to make sure these conversations are very focused. So, we'll continue to talk through some of our strategies on that moving forward, and I'll keep bringing the team. Beats and Banger said, thank you, Santi, you the man. Let's effing go. On a scale of 1 to oh my days, how hot is Santi? This was awesome. This was really great, guys. So people are loving it. Santi, just wanted to give you your shout out. I hear preach. This sounds so promising. I'm really excited to see how it evolves. This is I know the community keeps it real. They would let you know if they didn't like the idea, but every time I knew they would love it, honestly. So that's why I was excited to bring this conversation full forward and really make sure that we can continue to keep talking about this. But Santi, any last remarks that you want to have before we kind of close the stream?
No, just thanks everyone who tuned in. These, obviously you see a kind of polished core loop on a screen, and a lot of thinking goes, behind something as simple as that. A lot of ideas get thought about and then thrown in the trash and then revisited, and so there's a labor of love that goes behind a lot of that, and so I appreciate everyone's patience and leaning into this kind of conversation, and I just wanted to underscore what you said about I was used to at EA or even with Monopoly Go, you kind of build things in in secrecy and no one knows that you're doing anything. And Web3, I learned, in my days at Dapper, is very different. And I actually really like that. I think one of the challenges as a creative person is drinking your own Kool-Aid, for too long, where then even if there's sort of negative feedback or constructive feedback about your product, your idea, you want to reject it because you're so down that path. And so for me, I feel very comfortable sharing things early and getting feedback early because that validates, direction, or at least a rough kind of, guide, and gives us more confidence in, any steps that follow. So I really appreciate. I haven't read any of the feedback that people have shared on the chat. I'll ask you, Jaehoon, after the call for you to share your stuff. But it's super, super helpful. So I appreciate everyone who tuned in, and thank you for your curiosity and for supporting the project.
Let's go. All right, Paul, we can wrap it up. Good stream, everyone. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're going to continue to look forward in how we can make these more engaging as we go forward. But glad that we can have a place to kind of align in. Twitter viewers hit 229. Shout out to that. Good stuff. Let's get them more into the Gala Music platform though. But Paul, you can close this off and put the closing music, my man.
In my mill again, feelings again, how to express it. I internalize anti-social mess with me, myself, and I. Family ties, find an exit. Pointless conversation, got no patience, guess you guessed it.
Trending topics do not interest me, I'm not invested.
Ain't no pocket watching, gossiping, don't do frolicking. Politicking with your politicians and your competitions of who gon' do the best friend dish.
Hunt the same nigga. Assessing with my ego trigger. Simple acceptance, I can't play no nice nigga.
No more.
Associate with lame and you lame hoes no more.
You know, I'm bigger than that. Location is off, but you know where I'm at. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who the one that don't lie?
Suppression of a black messiah, but we never fear that.
Fear ain't got no value in exchange. Fear will have your mind in 12th grade. Stuck at your mama house, lack of potential.
We complicate the journey, it could be so simple.
Bitch on me. Bitch on me. Bitch on. Shouldn't be so hard to be yourself. Bitch on me. Bitch on me. Bitch on. You can run from everything but not yourself. Bitch on me. Bitch on me. Look in the mirror, who you see? Yourself. Bitch on me. Bitch on me. Before I call out for help, I look to self. Bitch on me. Sometimes I drive.
No destination.
Listening to the streets, you might need some patience. My ear to it, I guess that's why they waiting. To hear straight from my mouth, too many people faking.
Truth is disappearing out here. Energy shifting the room when I step in there. Keeping up with myself, ACL ain't gon' tear. Apples is the oranges, but she want a pair.
She begging for bear, like she anti-rubber. I'm not anti-love, I'm just anti-sucker.
I guess I'm anti-freeze, always cool as can be.
You know, anti-anybody, anti-me.
Anti-follower, anti-borrower. Original, they probably gon' forget you tomorrow, bruh.
Anti-fear, brave to just be. Learn my worth, do the work, so this dick ain't free.
My head getting longer, game getting stronger. Need checks like a run on, add some more commas.